Hi everyone, I'm Noreen and I'm coming to you from County Waterford in Ireland. You're very welcome to my channel. As you know, with the coronavirus we're all self-isolating, so I thought a great way to pass your time is to do some crafts, and also crafts that you should be able to do at home by using the products you have in your own home. Last video I decoupaged some rocks that you could do and put into your garden, and I'm going to put the link down below so if you want to check that out. Today I'm going to make some wreaths out of paper, and you can see there's two behind me, and this one I've made autumnal using pages from an old book, and this one I've made a bit more spring and Easter by using coloured paper. So why don't you go and put the kettle on, join me for a cup of tea, and we will get on with some paper wreath making. So the first thing we need is a base to put the cones we're going to make on. And what I have is a piece of card, and it's 16 by 12. And I've just marked the center point. So that will be 6 inches there, 8 inches there. We will come back to that in a second. But what I like to do is on the back. I like to have it nice. You can leave it like that, but I want to put a ribbon that I can hang it, and I also want to cover the back. So I have a little bit of Christmassy. I know we're ahead of our time making one for Christmas, but I have a Christmassy ribbon here. To me, this is about 25 inches long. It doesn't have to be overly particular. I've come in about 2 inches on either side, and I'll come down about 1 inch and I'll staple that on. So if I put that there, bring in my stapler, make sure it's straight. Okay, and do that a couple of times. No one's going to see this. Okay, and the same then, make sure it's facing out right, so when it's hanging up. And here, I'll come in, and I'm just putting the stapler in it a few times like that. Okay, we'll come back to that. So now I want to cover the back. As I said, we're 16 by 8. So what I've done is I've cut out a piece of Christmas material, and this material is about 2 inches wider in all directions. So I have an 18 by 14. And I'm just literally going to put it on to the card. Okay, now you don't have to do anything. You could do that and go around the sides and glue it on this side. I feel it would be a little bit loose, so what I like to do is I put some glue on. I get the glue here, pour some glue on. So to make the wreath, you need to make cones, and I will show you how to do that. As I said to you in the Easter one, I used coloured paper. A lot of people would have that at home. And for the other one, and the one I'm going to show you now, I've used a book. Now, before everyone gets cross with me about using a book, it's a book that has been well read. It was a book that was in a charity shop. It's a book I read myself, and it's a book I'm using to make my cones. So, but I just wanted to point out a few things with you. There is no point in picking a page like this, because when you make your cone, I'll just quickly make one here, I'll show you how to do this in a second. You're only going to have plain paper. You're not going to have writing on it. So even things like that, there's too much clear on it. Things like that, too much clear on it. What you need is a page that's like that. Okay? So what I have done when I'm using the book is I've torn out a page, like so. And then with my scissors, I have cut off this edging. So I've literally gone to the edge and taken that off. So that's the page I would use. Now for the wreaths, there are different amounts of cones. It depends on what you want. On an average, you're making about 80 cones. You might use more, you might use less. So you'll need about 80 pages like that. If I was using the coloured paper, what I did with each one is I took the coloured paper, I halved it, and then I just used my guillotine to slice the paper in half, and then I had 2 pages to make 2 different cones. Making the cones, it's the same rule for whether you're using the book or using the plain paper. What I do is I turn the page towards me. If I'm using a book, I put the number to the bottom. So I put it onto, I'm right-handed, so I put it onto the right-hand side. I hold the corner here. This is the part I need to hold. I use to stable myself with the thumb. I literally twist the paper to a good point here. And then I bring it, I hold it down with this hand, and I bring it across here. I tuck it in, and I use sellotape, just a little bit, to support it. And there you have a cone. Same principle, this one. I hold, I twist, I turn it that way, I sellotape, just straighten out a little bit, and there's your cone. So you need a certain amount. I will put that up when I show you the pictures of the 2 different types of wreaths on an average of what I have used, and you will be making probably about 80 of these. So you're either using the plain paper or you're using the page. I have made all my cones, and for easy access I've just stacked them inside each other. What you need to do at the end of each cone is you need to staple it. So you staple about 1 inch from the bottom of your cone. Now when you're doing 80, trying to get a gauge of 1 inch is too much. So what I have done is I've put a little bit of masking tape that's 1 inch. So when I put my cone in, I work out it's 1 inch, staple. Get my cone, make sure it's facing this way, put it to my 1 inch marker inside, staple. Okay, so I will have done 80 odd of these, and I have them ready here. We bring back our board, and this is the fun bit. Okay, I'm going to put my fingers on the glue. I don't burn myself. Okay. And we mark this 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and we do the same on the inside. 12. So it gives us a gauge, and they're the ones that we put on first. So I literally put a bit of glue here, and I press down on the staple on the circle. And here we have our finished wreath. You can put whatever you like in the centre. And across here we have the Easter one. And at the very end you can see I, on this one, gilded the edges of the paper to make it look a little bit different. And another idea I had is if you paint the back of one of the pages, you could, and you still have got the writing, you could make a wreath with that effect. Whatever colour. Enjoy. If you have any comments, just pop them in the box below and I'll get back to you as soon as I see them.